Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for game number 3 of this Best of 5 series. The map is Antigua Shipyards. In the lower right-hand corner, we have the red ZerG player Liquid Snute, and in the upper left, we have MTW Dimaga playing the blue ZerG. Now, this is kind of weirding me out because the vast majority of my recent casts on Antigua Shipyards, for whatever reason, have been lower left to upper right spawn positions. So the fact that we have the upper left to lower right just feels really weird to me now. It's like playing a mirror. Okay, so anybody who's played like, you know, the Mario racing games, Mario Kart. There's a cup after you beat the normal cups, the 50cc, the 100cc, and the 150cc. There's a cup that's called the Mirror Cup, which reverses all the tracks. It mirrors them. So, you know, if you would take a left on, like, if the first turn is a left on the normal version of the track, it'll be a right on this version of the track. And it's really, really weird. It's really confusing. You have to train your brain to think entirely differently. And this is I'm kind of getting the same feel from this right now, since all the Antigua Shipyards I've casted lately have been lower left and upper right. To have it be the other possibilities is kind of freaking me out a little bit. Now already we see Snute not going for the early pool. He got all he wanted off of that build. He didn't get a free win off of it. That's not what won him the game, but he won a game using it. He doesn't want to try and lean on that same horse twice. Looks like he's actually going to be going for a hatch first, and Dimaga is going for a pool first, but this is a bit of a later pool. This pool is not very aggressive, and already Snute's actually going to be ahead right now, because there's a whole rock, paper, scissors thing that goes on with ZVZ, that goes on with ZVZ openings. You have the hatch first, which beats the pool first, which beats the early pool, like the cheese pool, right? Like before your first overlord, that type of pool. And then that type of pool beats the hatch first. So since Snute went hatch first, and since Dimaga went for a standard pool timing, following it up with a hatch, Snute is going to be in pretty good shape already in this early game. Now, it's not going to be a huge lead. It doesn't mean the game's over, but he is going to have that extra economic edge, and he does have his pool up in time to fend off any early attacks from Dimaga. So that pool first really going to be dead weight for Dimaga for the time being. It really won't have benefited him in any real way. Now, he is obviously going to be able to get that queen up pretty quickly, more quickly than Snute, but it's better to do what Snute's doing right now as far as the economic play goes. That's always the more favorable move to do. So there you go. If you do play ZerG, there's the trifecta of ZVZ openings right there. Now, fast gas here from Dimaga, so I think we're going to see, it does have 3 harvesters, right? Yes, it does. I think we're going to see a pretty quick speed upgrade from our blue ZerG here today. And then what I'm most interested to see is, after he gets that upgrade, what does he do with the drones on gas? Is he going to pull one of them off? Is he going to pull 2 of them off? Is he going to pull all of them or 0 of them? I'm very interested to see what happens. So now that we're reaching that 100 Vespine gas mark for Dimaga, I'm going to come over here. I'm going to check it out. He is going to pull all but 1 off of gas. And then we're going to see, yep, there it is, the metabolic boost on the way for Dimaga. Okay, so this isn't going to be a very aggressive tech opening. He just wants to get that speed boost very, very quickly, which is a pretty good idea against Snute. He's seen Snute has gone for early game aggression both games thus far. He knows that's something Snute apparently likes to do in this matchup at the very least, and he's going to have to start playing to that, and he is. So good on Dimaga doing with good best of 5 logic and theory and all that good business. And again, early game aggression being broadcasted here by Liquid Snute, throwing down that very fast Baneling's Nest. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be early game aggression. We do see defensive Baneling Nests very, very regularly in this matchup. But knowing Snute, I think he's gonna want to attack with like 4 Banelings, 8 to 10 lings, and just see what happens, see how things go. Just play it by ear at that point. I do enjoy that style from Snute, though, because he always, I mean, even when he doesn't do any damage, he usually doesn't get that behind from it. This thing is freaking out a little bit. depending on where I'm going to put my camera. Anyway, he even if he doesn't do damage with it, he doesn't get very behind. Sometimes he does do some damage with it. Some games I'm sure he just wins. When he's playing lesser players than Dimaga, I'm sure he just wins. So I do sort of like this style from Snute, where he says, well, we'll go for an attack. We'll see how things play out. If I do damage, great. If I win the game, excellent. If neither of those things happens, I didn't invest all that much. Now, he is investing a lot this time. He has a bunch of lings. He already has 16 lings right here, 8 more on the way. So this is pretty big. This is kind of a big deal. Dimaga does have a defensive banelings nest, but he really doesn't have very many units right now. He really, really doesn't. Now, he does have 18 lings on the way, but we'll see how this goes. Now, with banelings coming forward, one of them trades poorly, just gets focused down by a couple of lings. He's trying to buy time to get more lings out, and here they come. And now we have a huge swarm of banelings coming forward. Wow, those were not good explosions for Dimaga, I don't think. I think that favored, or for Snute, I mean, I think that favored Dimaga very, very much. Now, Snute gonna be able to focus down the Queen, maybe, just barely, not 1 health. A single point of health on that Queen as it does get away. Holy crap, and that was actually the least successful early game attack we've seen come out here from Liquid Snute. If we take a look at the resources lost tab, you see it hugely favors Dimaga right here, and now Snute does have an army supply disadvantage, but he does have a pretty strong worker supply, actually. He was droning behind that, it would appear. He has about 10 workers in the lead at the moment, and if Dimaga doesn't capitalize on this, he really won't be able to do much. Now, he does have the banelings headed across the map, but Dimaga not going to capitalize on this. He's going to sit back, he's going to take an infestation pit, a roach warren, he's taking a 3rd base as well. And he is actually capitalizing on it. He's not being aggressive, he's not trying to kill him. Well, he is going to put some pressure forward, but he is definitely playing for a longer game as well, which is something I kind of like. Now, these banelings both going to get focused down by the Queens, and pretty solid baneling explosions there. Oh, great baneling explosions there, actually, for Snute. Destroyed the entire attacking force of Dimaga with, I think it was just 3 banelings. I think it was 2 banelings over here and 1 baneling in the mineral line, and that completely crushed Dimaga's early game attack here. And once again, we see Dimaga, I mean, this happened in the first game, it just happened again. We see Dimaga get a slight advantage in the early game by defending against Snute's early game aggression well, and then he just gets a little bit overly aggressive himself, goes for a less than stellar counterattack, and throws the advantage right back over Liquid Snute. So that's pretty unfortunate from Dimaga. He's going to give Snute that advantage again. Now, Dimaga is still going to have the advantage of he's getting his 3rd base up much more quickly than Snute. It just finished, and Snute's isn't even halfway yet, I do believe. Yeah, not even quite to that halfway mark. And it looks like Dimaga may be trying to get into a position where he can try and cancel that 3rd base from Snute as well. Will he be able to do it, though? Well, if we take a look at the unit counting station, we see he does have 12 roaches and 3 banelings, whereas all Snute has to his name is 12 lings and 4 roaches. Now, he does have 7 roaches on the way, so as long as he's able to keep Dimaga from getting to that 3rd base, he should be in a pretty good shape to defend against this. And Dimaga just going to fall back and take down these rocks, so Snute not going to lose this 3rd base, which is very, very important. I mean, it's late enough as it is. If he lost, if it got canceled now on the cusp of completing, he would really be in a lot of trouble. But for the time being, he is in good shape. Dimaga does already have his +1 missile attack upgrade finished, so that is something to consider. Snute just finishing his up as well, so it's actually not going to be much of a difference. +2/+2, basically researching in parallel right there. And Snute has to be careful attacking into this because Dimaga does have an infestor, and look at that beautiful fungal growth. But Dimaga just, again, doesn't really have all that many units. I'm not really sure where his larvae has been going. I don't know if he's missing injects or if he's been macroing poorly or what, but Snute just has so many more roaches than Dimaga does. He's actually going to be able to kill his 3rd base at essentially no cost. He just did that for 3. Really was not stopped by Dimaga in any way. Now he's getting a bunch of drones. Dimaga smashing that RT, 10 roaches on the way. I do not know if it will be enough, though. A couple of Infested Terran coming out. Desperation Infested Terran for Dimaga right now. He might barely be able to hold this off. I don't think he will, though, with more and more roaches reinforcing here for Liquid Snute. I think he's going to take the game here and now. He's focusing down the Baneling Nest and the Evolution Chamber as well. Goes forward, takes a shot at that Queen. Baneling Nest does go down. Now with another spawn of roaches here from Dimaga, Snute is going to be forced to run away. But you know what? Snute dealt more than enough damage to make that worth it. He lost very few of his roaches. He traded very well with the actual army of Dimaga. On top of that, he killed the Baneling Nest. He killed the third base. He killed a lot of drones, I think. That's why, that's why he's in good shape. Even after he killed all those drones, Dimaga still almost has an equal amount of drones compared to Snute. So that's where all of Dimaga's larva went. He had a lot more drones than Snute did when that attack came. As a result, he didn't have as many units. And it's kind of the gamble he took again in game number 1, where Snute had a bunch of roaches coming across the map. And Dimaga said, well, I'm going to build 15 drones, and hopefully you turn around. And that's what happened in the first game. However, it did not happen in this game, in game number 3. And as a result, Snute has a big lead right now. +2 attack, about to finish up for both players. So again, they are equal on the economy. But just look at that. Look at these unit counting numbers. We have 52 roaches to 36, two infestors to 0. Snute going to attack up this, and I think he should just win the game at this point. I mean, actually, I was looking at the numbers backwards a little bit. I do apologize. But he's still going to win the game. It doesn't matter. He just has so many roaches. Yes, Dimaga has infestors in the area. No, Snute does not have any. But with the superior roach numbers, just by building roaches instead of drones, he is going to hit a really strong attack here in the mid-game of the ZVZ. And I think he's going to take this entire final series 3-0, crushing through Dimaga, winning the January monthly finals for SC2. And looks like Dimaga not ready to give up his hopes of taking the finals yet. But there we go. There's the GG. He does leave. And like I said, Snute 3-0ing Dimaga. So this is basically what I expected. Maybe not quite so one-sided from Snute. But this is basically what I saw coming, just because, again, Snute has had a lot more recent success than Dimaga has. Definitely a hotter player currently than Dimaga is at the moment. Anyway, that's going to be the end of the series. As always, thank you for watching. I want to give a special thanks to Mr. Dewalt, who has sponsored this series, this StarCraft 2 cast, so shout out to him. I am going to be doing a live stream marathon this weekend, beginning at 5 p.m. PST Saturday. Make sure you tune in. I'm using it to raise money to buy some additional games to make videos and streams for in the month of February. Even if you don't want to donate to that, though, just come stop by. There'll be a lot of really cool stuff going on. Lots of fan games. I'm going to do a lot of Path of Exile. The Firefall beta is free this weekend for everybody to play, so I'm going to do some fan games with that. It's going to be excellent. Make sure you tune in. The URL for that is twitch.tv/darnokris. You can find a link in the description box below. Other than that, I am done. Once again, thank you, dear viewer, for watching. I have been Darnok, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.